with y'all? Fetty 100 game, man. You hear me? It's your boy Fetty 100, man. I'm back with another reaction video, man. You hear me? Y'all already seen the title of the video, man. Hey, without further ado, you hear me? I'm gonna cut this short today, man. Let's get to it, you hear me? Let's get it. Yeah. Like, subscribe to the channel, man. Stop playing with me.
From grace, or just seems so much out of touch. Then Lil Baby. I don't care how many fire emojis, 100 emojis, bullseye emojis you put on, it still don't make people think differently. Sound like the other one and the other one and the other one and the other one and the other one. What is this guy doing? There was 5,000 comments, or 4,226, of people just saying, yo, baby, bro, like, what happened? Look at these comments. Yo, man, it ain't moving me. Sound like the same songs he been making. Times in 2020. Somebody said, finally, Lil Baby made the same exact song he made the last 40 times.
Lil Baby, one of the biggest rappers in the 2010-2020 era, and I'm not over exaggerating. He had the #1 most streamed album.
But you know, it's so crazy though. Everybody be saying, I feel like, yeah, that just be, you know, people's opinion. Like, that's like Young Boy, bro. They say everything Young Boy makes sound the same, which, I mean, I kind of see what they mean, but like, I feel like he versatile too, like, at the same time, so.
But 2020, and really, ever since then, people been kind of half and half with Lil Baby. Some people love his new music, others got their own problems with it. So where did everything go? Baby, an artist who been around for years. I'm talking about 2017, 2018. He been a staple in the game. But this time was full of a lot of music, a lot of antics, beats, everything. And what people ain't know was each time he'll be mentioned in the media, people would slowly start to form these different narratives about him. Some positive, some negative. 2018, he and Gunna dropped their iconic Take Together Drip Hard. People was loving that all throughout that year. He had some crazy features. Sometimes he was loved, other times he was looked at kind of crazy, like I said before. Like in 2019, something kind of came out to foreshadow the future. He was talking in the interview and got to speaking on Gunna. And keep in mind, this before.
Spin your passion into a business with Shopify and break sales records with the world's best.
For the whole snitching situation, the whole YSL, Gunna was just regular to everybody. Everybody was messing with Gunna at this time. But baby, he got on an interview and had this to say. Gunna was already rapping when I was kicking it with him. I started really messing with him. Then I started rapping. And he actually started to help me rap. I done paid Gunna to write my songs, but I ain't never put the songs out or nothing. But when I first started rapping, I was paying like $100 just to help me rap. I'm gonna give you $100 to write something for me so I can learn, go in, record it. I ain't never really put them songs out, but that's how I used to practice and try to get right, because I just started rapping out of nowhere. And I want you to put that whole thing in the back of your mind, because really everything Lil Baby had been doing for years at this point was leading up to one moment. The years and years and hours Lil Baby put into this music really led up to this one point in February 2020, where he came out and dropped this biggest album ever. I'm talking about this album with straight hits. And this the one I'm talking about from earlier, where I said it was the most streamed album of the whole year. My turn. But it was like after this album came out, problems came along with years and years of straight problems. Just a few days after the album, he was on an interview just speaking about the things he done went through over the years. And one he really went in detail with was him and the baby. Y'all can probably see where this going. It was the baby, Lil Baby. People got to speculate. During the whole time they was in the industry, people was always throwing little similarities, throwing little shots toward each other. And so the interview was talking to Baby about it. He was like, did y'all ever have problems because y'all names is similar? Baby said, I ain't gonna lie, so many people tried to go that way with me, but I always curried it from day one, like, hell nah. Y'all say anything. He tried to do this, he tried to do that. I'm like, no. Every time, make sure it ain't ever gonna be nothing. That ain't really my way. It ain't just stop at that though. Some real life problems start to come out with Lil Baby. Some days after he was online speaking about the Baby rumor situation, whatever you want to call it, he ended up getting into it with Offset, somebody we know a little too well on this channel. You know, the crazy part is a lot more info about the situation had actually come out recently, like in the past couple months. Pretty much Offset, Lil Baby beef go down to one thing: a dice game between 42 Dugg and Offset. And for context, if you don't know, 42 Dugg real close with Lil Baby.
Right after that second hit, y'all know the rules. If it ain't your dice, you can't walk away from the dice game. Doug reached down there, grab his money, say, I'm done. Right? He go out the back door, him and his 4 homies. Offset is in disbelief. He's still squatting down with the dice, looking around saying, did this really? He jump up, beeline behind the I fade over here to the office, get right, come back behind the When I come out the back door, it's the back parking lot, then you got the side. The side lead to the gate, but the gate don't open on motion. You gotta open it from inside the building. Ain't no getting out. Nigga sit on my motherfucking daughter's soul, walk right up on that, grabbed his pockets, turned him around, and said, think I'm some, and fired on that nigga.
Lord.
We gave it 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. No reaction from Doug. I grabbed Doug with my right arm. I say, Set, y'all back in the studio. All these flipped out. Set got like 6, 7 Doug got about 4 him. Everybody whipping out. Right? I got
Damn.
Doug in my arms. I'm in the middle. In front of me, facing the gate is Doug people. And behind me in the side me on the wall is Offset people. They said we in the A. This all what I say, Set. P ain't here. It's my dog. He's going to be held to pay in the morning. Go back in the studio. I said, nah, right. I got to listen to him.
So, y'all heard the clip. This go down, and you know, Baby heard about it. He was probably heated. It was like, that's my mans. He was probably mad Offset was doing that to his 4-foot friend. And some time later, he caught up to him. I'm talking about this footage of them. All them 4PF dudes just jumping shit. And that was that until Lil Baby got online denying all that. He was basically like, I didn't have no part in none of that. He posted the IG saying, spreading fake news. It's fake. Please. It keep getting worse though. Around this time, it was just bad news on top of bad news. He had a show literally a day after the Offset situation where something crazy went down. He out in Alabama getting ready to perform. But before anything could really get going, you see some people on the side of the stage get to fighting. And seconds later, you know what the crowd heard. Some gunshots went off. And when this happened, the whole crowd started running. Everybody just took off. But one person got took to the hospital on some life-threatening injuries. And you know, this ain't the only time something like this happened at a Lil Baby show. A few years ago, I went to a Lil Baby show, and at first it was cool. We got to see everybody perform, and it was all good until Lil Baby got off stage. After he got off, everybody just start running. Whole crowd on the floor start running. People in the bleachers start running. And you know, I'm a nigga. If I see people run, I'ma run too. So me and my girl, we get running. We hide under the bleachers, and eventually we do get outside and get going. I'm talking about, it was some crazy article from back in the day where they used one of my tweets in it talking about the situation. And on top of that, I had met Duke that night. It was a lot going on. But just know, Baby shows had a lot going on during that time, and recently, not too long ago, this same thing happened at a Lil Baby show. It ended up getting shot up. But that don't mean his 2020 run was all bad. He did a lot of positive in the music space. He had dropped a real impactful song for that time, The Bigger Picture, where he was really focusing on the problems going on with the world at that time. He even paid for George Floyd's daughter's birthday party at one point. And it was like 2020, 2021, the narrative around Lil Baby was so positive. It was.
Watch 100 plus channels of live TV, your favorite sports, movies, and more with no hidden fees or long-term contracts. Plus, get up to 6 accounts per house.
So good. People was really riding for Lil Baby. I'm talking about 2020 BET Awards came around, right? And the whole internet was hated. They was going to war with BET. You wanna know why? Because he lost Artist of the Year to Megan Thee Stallion. When, like I said before, he had the most streamed album of the year. Not just rap, not just hip hop, literally. The most streamed album out that whole year. And he lost Best Artist of the Year. So what do y'all think? Did he get robbed? Or are they tripping? But the way the world work, the way life work in general, nobody gonna be at the top forever. And as the years went on, the narrative did start to change around Lil Baby. People stopped caring about him as much. People started to think he didn't care about the music specifically. From 2020 to 2022, he dropped 3 different tapes. Who knows how many singles that came out throughout them years. Remember, people love My Turn. Voice of the Heroes came out. People was liking it, but the problem came up. People started to realize Baby flow wasn't changing like that. People was realizing the music wasn't versatile like it was supposed to. And really, in the 1 year between Voice and It's Only Me, every time he would drop a snippet, a single, really anything, people would start to take up the idea that this nigga can't make a different song. People was starting to feel like only time we hearing about Lil Baby is whether it's some antics or if his music just sounding the same. So by the time It's Only Me was getting ready to come out, people had already had their hopes down. And before y'all get in the comments yapping, this ain't about music sales, this about the music itself. This only me came out and off rip, it had got a lot of backlash. And for the first time in his career, it was like people wasn't looking at his album like it was like top tier. They was looking at it like it was kind of mid. People were starting to realize the flaws within Lil Baby's music.
Album was and mid. And I'm gonna keep reminding you every single.
This man act, bro. Act. I don't know, bro. I ain't even much finna speak on act, bro. Shit. Act be tripping.
Day. And until you come with something hotter, I'm gonna be on your. Thank you for shitting my name. I heard you say on Big Facts. I shouldn't have mentioned his name too late. You know how you could actually make tell your label to remove that and scrub that from the record. They could do that. But from here on out, every misstep you do, because you ain't that no more. Fonnie Willis got you clapped. I'm on you for eternity. And that's how it's going to be. I gave you 3 years. And trust me, we still on the first month. This is going to be glorious.
People started to feel like it was one glorified long song. And if you remember, this wasn't the only person that this happened to. This wasn't the only nigga to get this treatment. They did the same thing to Lil Baby back before he had got canceled. And when this album dropped, yeah, it's gonna sell good. I mean, it's Lil Baby. It's gonna get attention. But like you heard, people...
Yo, I'm loving this outfit from Stitch Fix.
This look is definitely gonna elevate.
Was kind of realizing the main problem with Lil Baby, that musically it ain't hitting like it used to. Keep in mind, this dropped in 2022. We in 2024 now, and over these years, he done previewed many times. And you know what people done said nearly every time? That it either wasn't good, or it just sounded like everything else. Or he got Yes Man in the studio with him. I know y'all done seen them clips of Academics where he just cooking Lil Baby, talking about you got straight Yes Man in the studio with you. Then on top of that, we in another period of Lil Baby name not really being focused as much on the music, but more on the antics. Remember what I told you to keep in the back of your mind earlier, the whole Gunna thing, where that come back around. Y'all remember when everything was coming out about Gunna and the whole industry was going against him? Well, Lil Baby was a part of that too. Lil Baby turned on the person who really put him in the position he was in right now. He turned on the rapper who he got his first diamond single with, his first diamond plat, but it wasn't for no reason. Gunna did do what he did. How do y'all feel about Lil Baby distancing himself from Gunna? But past that, it was just more antics. It went from Lil Baby and Gunna to Lil Baby, Blueface, and Krishan Rock. And it was a whole beef that sparked up over these three. Basically, a pic touchdown on the internet of Krishan and Lil Baby, and Blueface ain't liking it. This started up a wild situation that definitely hurt Lil Baby in the long run. I'm talking about Blueface on Twitter, clout chasing, talking about Lil Baby every chance he gets. So now people looking at Lil Baby like he a clown. Like, you sitting here beefing with Blueface and Krishan Rock? What are you doing? I'm talking about Blueface got on Twitter posting messages that was supposedly from Lil Baby to Krishan Rock. Lil Baby allegedly text Krishan saying, why people saying I was in your DM? Why you ain't tell them that, like, I'm a big brother? I hate stuff like that. And there's still a situation going on to this day. I promise you, every couple weeks, you gonna see something about Blueface, Krishan, and Lil Baby. But probably the worst thing that ever happened to Lil Baby throughout his whole career was when he decided to go on tour last year. He came out trying to go on tour, but the tickets wasn't selling. I'm talking about sales was so bad, whole dates had to get canceled. And when this happened, the internet ain't waiting. Off real. Everybody was online talking about the situation, just making Lil Baby name look worse and worse, putting his reputation more and more into the dirt.
Now, Lil Baby barely selling out his shows? That's crazy. Yesterday, something happened in relation to Lil Baby. Like the title says, he's barely selling tickets, which is crazy. And I'll be honest, I didn't think this day would come that quick.
And this was really the first sign that Lil Baby wasn't hitting like he used to. All this just like added up on top of each other. But at the end of the day, it keep going back to one thing: lack of focus on the music. You see the most common thing that's been happening to Lil Baby, he been in the news about the wrong thing. Do I think Lil Baby fell off like all these other YouTubers, all these other social media platforms saying? No. Cause this is Lil Baby we talking about. Will he be on a decline if he don't change something up that is possible. This really the first time since Lil Baby blew up we ever seen people looking at him like he not one of the top artists in the game, like he not one of the hottest. And whether you is a fan or not, you can definitely see clear as day that the narrative around this man ain't as positive as it used to be. For example, one Reddit post had this to say: in recent times, I feel like Lil Baby lost his touch. The reasons behind this could be many factors. I think he ain't trying as hard as he used to because he done made it to a point where he don't need to grind as hard. He done quote unquote made it to the top.
Facts. I just said that, bro. Like I said, bro, with a lot of rappers, like, you know, they struggle, and you hear me, they grind hard to get where they at, and then, you know, once they make it, once they get the big bucks, they become complacent, like, you know, and that hunger, like, sometimes go, like. So I just feel like, you know, like I said, he just need to, you know, get back focused on the music and just grind, like, and get that hunger back, you hear me, like, that he had when he first was coming out, like.
Top of the music industry after the release of My Turn. And everything released after that don't got the same kick as the previous releases. You can tell he putting the music on the back burners, reflecting on his features and recent singles, giving out features to anyone he could come across, more likely to capitalize off his initial success and get that back. And he sounded more mumbly and unclear than ever with lackluster lines and verses. How do y'all really feel about Lil Baby? He went from being so loved to look at so crazy. Kind of like the people from our last video, the Island Boys. These two had one of the craziest downfalls I ever seen on the internet. I'm talking about these two blood brothers went from being trolls to kissing each other for attention on the internet. And that vid is on screen right now.
Alright, y'all, you hear me, man. It's your boy Feta 100, man. Hey, that's the end of the vid, man. Hey, like, subscribe to the vid, man. Got more content on the way, man. Hey, you hear me? Feta 100 gang, stand up, man. Till next time, we out, man. Yeah.
Take notes, I'm not gonna repeat myself.